One of the things that I love about WoW Classic is there's these different items that have very unique effects, such as the Ravager, where every warrior or paladin, whoever, when they're leveling up, they get this thing and they get it, and in Scarlet Monastery, just doing these big pulls, really fun. And here we're going to be looking at a player in currently what is tied for the fastest AQ40 speedrun using Ravager in AQ40. Now, what we're going to answer is, should you take the Ravager out of your bank and use it in your AQ40 runs? Or if you vendored it, should you go farm it? The answer is no. Because it's very unlikely that you're going to get the ideal use out of it that this player does, right? Because what they're doing here is, and I'll start playing it in a second, and I'll commentate over. What they're doing here is they're doing, because you can see here, there's no monsters here, right? And then around the corner there's another pack, and well, they're not there. And then you see up ahead the those three warriors get pulled in. So you have a 7-pack here, a 7-pack here, and a 7-pack back there. So that's 21 mobs. And then you have the three warriors. So now you're at 24 mobs. And then when those warriors die, I think they spawn 50 borers, which is just huge AoE potential, right? Whereas normally people are going to do these packs one at a time. That's only 7 mobs. This pull lasts 37 seconds. And Ravager is really good on mobs that are of the same health. I think this is the only pull where it really makes sense to use this, and it's incredibly unlikely that you are going to be in a guild that's doing this pull. That's just the fact of the matter, right? I'll show 2 Nax Giga pulls, and they happen very fast. Players tried in my guild to use Ravager on some of these. It just didn't work out. The mobs die too fast. So again, this is a 37-second pull. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this pack or some of these clips. But here we go in, or they go in, and you see that 55 damage. That probably is a chili proc. Maybe an oil of immolation, but the oil of immolation is gone. And you can see the channel is here, right? And every 3 seconds, there's a lot of damage that goes out. Now you saw right there, they clicked the buff off. You don't have to do that, and it's a little bit risky to do that, right? Because what if you click the wrong thing? Maybe you have like a flurry charge that had 2 seconds on it, and then you go and reach up here to click off the Ravager buff, and then the flurry disappears, and then instead of Ravager, you're clicking off, all the buffs shift, and you click off something else. You can just hit escape, right? You can hit escape, and that'll cancel the channel, right? If you're casting Blizzard and you hit escape, it'll stop casting the Blizzard. Plenty of other ways to cancel that, but that's just a small little detail. We can see here that on that pull, they did a lot of damage. Not as much as the mage was able to do on that pull, but they were able to do 3.8k, whereas the other warriors, they're almost doubling what the other warriors are doing. And so definitely very worthwhile on this pull. But again, if you're not doing a 3-pack of the Guardians plus the Warriors, I don't think it's worth. I'll show you a couple Nax pulls here. All right, so we just killed a Nuber Khan in this Nax run, and we're just gearing up to do a Giga pull here. I'm putting on bolts, but not for this pull, but for another pull we do Oil of Immolation here. And As we go around the corner, there is one person who's using bolts, but they're not supposed to be. Anyways, what is in this pack is a pack of skitters, which is really low health, and 2 of the Nax trash packs, which is one of the I think they're called stalkers, the big spiders, and then there's I think like 5 other smaller spiders. So it is basically 10 mobs, 10 or 12 mobs with a lot of little skitters. And you could see here that a Ravager just would not work here. You can see the mages just do so much damage because they're doing blast waves on the skitters. And then what's left is just, you know, warriors cleaving. But that just takes a couple seconds. You could have all those mobs die before a Ravager even procs. So we're doing a bit of a giga pull here. It kind of got a little bit scuffed. Not all of those mobs got onto the rogue here, but anyways, we're going in and blasting this down with Sapper, and you can just see here that a Ravager would not work there. Ravager, I think that is the one and only pull. I did see one other clip online of a warrior during Molten Core using Ravager against Domo. You know, that's 8 mobs that are alive for quite a while. It did okay. He was top damage, but I think probably you're not going to use Ravager. If you enjoyed the video, drop me a sub and a comment. Catch me live on my Twitch channel, Dwarflord TV, to connect with me or say hi to me in game on any of my characters. Dwarflord out.
And they say that the Dwarf Lord could save us. I'm not gonna pave here and wait. I'll hold on to the beard of the Dwarf Lord. Watch as we heroic leap away.